Well, howdy, howdy, howdy. Finally, senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this brand new day. Remember, no matter who you are valid. Thumbs up for that. And this is about the 14th time that I've started to do this. Yay! It's been that kind of day. It's nasty, nasty weather, which I'm going to talk about because it leads into something else. First, though, I want to talk about this. Within the past week and a half, ADHD brain, I can't tell, might even have been 2 weeks, I talked about how my vision is sometimes nutso, and I've identified them as visual migraines because there is such a thing, only I don't get pain with them, I just get weird stuff in my eyes. Somebody in comments said, sounds like cataracts. So I looked up the symptoms of cataracts, and I've got those written down. Clouded, blurred, or dim vision. Well, I mean, my eyes are bad. They've been bad my whole life. But when I looked up an example of that, it's like if you've got cloudy areas, but other areas are clear. No, I have nothing like that. The next is trouble seeing at night. I have kind of troubles if there are certain lights that when they enter straight into my vision, my entire inside of my eye lights up. Not in just in specific areas, it's just a diffuse white glow. But that's only in specific angles. Anytime else, I got no problems. If the light is not going straight into my eyes, I can see great at night. In fact, I have excellent night vision. I've had people accuse me of being able to see at night. So, then there's sensitivity to light and glare. I have sensitivity in that I get anxiety attacks, and sometimes that's a trigger for migraines. Hasn't for a couple of years now, but has been in the past. But not the kind of, oh, that's hurting my eyes. It's like, oh, this is going to give me a headache because it's a trigger for stuff. So I don't think that one's a thing that's happening either. Then there's need for brighter light for reading and other activities. Now, I like to keep it dim, to be honest. The dimmer the better, because my vision is so good, I don't need as much light. I prefer, back in the days of just, when bulbs were listed in watts and not like in these days, but like 40-watt bulbs, dim lights. Those are best for me. I can see really, really well. And then there's seeing halos around lights. Now that depends. That depends on what you mean by halos. There are some lights, not all lights. It depends on the type of light. There are some lights that I see stuff, things like Christmas lights. Just white, bright Christmas lights. The city puts on a tree maze during the Christmas time, and they have white lights on them. To my eyes, each tree that has these lights on them has a white glow that extends several feet out from them. So they glow, but only them, and it's just the same kind of not blotchy or weird. It's covering in a uniform thing for each one. So I don't know about that, especially since I can, when I'm looking at stoplights at night, it'll look like there is a plastic imprint around the light, like with little spots and glows and stuff around them that way. But they don't move. Even if I shake my head, look side to side, everything stays the same. It's like there's something that's been applied or onto the light itself and around it, like it's a plastic thing that someone hooked onto it. So there's that, but I don't know if that's a halo. And then there are certain street lights, not all street lights, but only lights of a certain type, where if you Google image the human iris, the non-AI garbage, actual real pictures of human irises, you see that they are just filled with like filaments and strings, and the iris just looks weird. Imagine an iris. Bleach it and then make it so it's mostly transparent. Take that weird looking thing and stick it around the traffic, not the traffic light, the street light. And I see that surrounding the light. It doesn't move, it just is around that light. So I don't know, is that a halo? Because it's not every light, it's only certain kinds of lights. Same like with the Christmas lights. If it's not a white light, like if it's red, green, blue, or any other color, they show up just fine. I don't have any issues with that. If they're just white, then there is a weird diffuse glow around whatever the lights are on. So I don't know if that is. Frequent changes in eyeglasses or contact lens prescription. My eyes are always getting bad. I haven't actually worn glasses for real in a long time. The last glasses that I had that I used to wear in my videos, that was from 5 years back to prescription, and my eyes have gotten worse since then. So there is that, but how frequent is it? I don't know. Well, I guess it wouldn't be this. Fading or yellowing of colors. I have none of that. Everything is brilliant colors the way it's supposed to be. And the example they gave is like a photograph where like a blotchy area of it will have faded colors. I don't have anything like that. Everything is brilliant and saturated, so there's not that. And then there's double vision in one eye. You know, it's like you may have double sets of letters. Like if you're looking at words that might be like, you know, appeared to be shadowed, but it's all in one eye. No, I got none of that. So it's not cataracts. So the only thing I can figure is, yeah, it's a painless visual migraine. Huh, son of a gun. Past that though, now that I've yammered on that forever, I still have this cut. It is not infected, but it is throbbing with every beat of my heart. It doesn't really hurt any more than any other open wound would, you know, so it's not infected. And in fact, the skin is thick around it because it's, you know, it's been healing around it, but it does hurt. It's a wound. I mean, it does hurt to do that, just not like it's infected or anything. But these are the scissors that did it. The thing about these scissors is they're not just sharp here. In fact, this part of it is no less sharp than this part of it. And this outer edge is no more sharp than this. Every part of these scissors are sharp. If you take these outer edges and you run it this way, you're going to cut yourself. I was foolishly holding the scissors pretty tightly like this for whatever reason. And because I was holding them so tight, they snapped horizontal. And that pop, when it did that, it grabbed my skin with the sharp edge and it cut my finger. They're not just sharp here. They're sharp everywhere. Why? I don't know. They're good scissors though. It's just don't hold them in a way that they're going to pop sideways because ow. But past that, I have not really been doing much. I have not been sleeping well, so I'm not thinking well. 2 o'clock last night, I woke up from pain. The bed frames we have are not like springs or, you know, crisscrosses of metal or anything, even just wooden slats. They are metal bars in a lattice work underneath. And that lattice work, even though there is a 6-inch hybrid foam mattress that I've got two 2-inch foam toppers on top of with memory foam, that 10 inches of foam is still not thick enough to keep my skeletal muscles from hurting from laying on the metal. If you've ever read the story The Princess and the Pea, that's me. I need another set of foam or something under there. But even that, I mean, maybe that isn't even it, because it's my outer edges of my hips and my pelvis, and then my shoulders, my knees, everything hurts where I'm laying down. So maybe it's not even the metal lattice work. Maybe it's just it hurts to lay down, which is great. Coupled with all the other fun stuff that I have to deal with. Because just this morning, even though my legs did not cramp, I got up at 5 o'clock to empty my bladder, came back to lie down, and on top of the regular skeletal muscle pain that I was experiencing, I then had, from my knee down to my toes, the muscles weren't cramping, but they were going like this, one leg, the other leg. Hey, you know what? Yeah, we could cramp. We could cramp. We're not going to, but we could. I got a ton of potassium in my body. I took magnesium supplements. I take multivitamins. But the moment I get horizontal, my legs start going, you know what? Maybe we should cramp. I have no ideas what could cause that, especially since it is dangerous for the first 2 seconds getting out of bed, because I am at risk getting up. I'm having to use my muscles on my legs to get my legs out of bed so I can stand up. And during that time, using my muscles, that's what makes them cramp. But 2 seconds after I stand up, risk is gone. They will not have any issues with cramping until I get horizontal again. I wish I knew what it was. Yay on that. But I've been doing my best to also try and think on the whole creative front. I've been always thinking about my solo RPG material. I was thinking a lot about the cosmic horrors and such in my setting again. Being in with my ADHD brain and trying to remember all that I've done is got to remember the cosmic horrors, they don't hate. I mean, they hate, but they don't hate like existence and us. We are a part of our universe. Our universe is a part of the multiverse, and the multiverse is still the cosmic horror's home. And they love their home. However, because we're at the very bottom of the totem pole of power, while they don't hate us, they certainly don't really think about us. The word for us is Gokura. But Gokura means endless, numberless, because we are the denizens of universes, and every quirk in our body spawns a new universe. And then moving upward in organization, every subatomic particle, every possible thing it could do, spawns a new universe. Every atom made up of those, every action the atom can do, spawns a new universe. Every molecule that the atom forms up, everything that it can do, a new universe. Every organ that the molecule is a part of, every action it can do, spawning a new universe. Every organism that the organ is a part of, every action we do, spawning a new universe. We are endless. We are numberless. We're also prey. But even that, I don't hate the food that I eat. And you know that there are these filter-feeding whales that they swim along and they eat krill, little tiny like shrimp type things. The whales don't hate the krill. The whales are just hungry. So yeah, they don't hate. Now, when you start moving down the organizational chart, you can get into those who maybe will. Because after the cosmic horrors, because they are quite often, their presence is just too destructive for a lot of universes, those universes will just be destroyed by the weight and pressure of their existence. They send in lower beings, like an Ung, and an Ong burrows into the side of reality, lays its eggs, and when those eggs hatch, the Ongoka are born. And it's these beings that are like the Cthulhu-like monsters. And when I say Cthulhu-like, it's that they exist down here where we are, and they are cosmic horrors, except in this case, they're not that's the end-all be-all. They are cosmic horrors of their own beings, but they are also representations of their cosmic horror that sent them there. There are 12 of them, and each one of them is a representation of one there, but even though they are, one would say, almost slavishly following along with the ideals and needs of their cosmic horror father, they are their own individual beings. They just will do what they were sent there to do. Then they have their own lives to live. Now, they can hate, and quite often they work with alien races where when they become aligned, they themselves become, I have forgotten the word. That's terrible. But there's a word for those alien races that are aligned with them. And then the alien races that are aligned with them do not bother each other. But if you're not aligned, well, you are Gokura. Pray. And in one situation, I like to think of an A particular type story where our moon becomes infested with these creatures that come flying down to our planet to pick bunches of us, take them up, and then eat them. And they bring us down from 7 billion to 1 billion population before we figure out what we have to do to become aligned so that they'll stop eating us. And then we work with the Ongoka as well. So thumbs up for that. Anyway, that's some of the stuff that I've been working on. I'm still working on my solo RPG setting, of course, and just thinking about all sorts of situations and stories and how my ADHD brain makes it just impossible to do things. I wish I could write this stuff out. I wish I could make full videos on it. I mean, I could sit and talk on it. I'm already with the material I have, just to get through it loosely would take about a half hour. So thumbs up for that. But life is life. And for the rest of the day here, I'm going to edit, render, upload, and then I've got phone calls that I need to make. I got a phone call at 8:15 this morning about an appointment made in the beginning of December. I need to call them back and get the information on that, because by the time I got to where I could write it down, I forgot all the pertinent information. Luckily, the phone call's in my phone, so I can call them back and say, I need that info, please. So I got stuff I need to get done, and I'm going to hopefully get it done. But if I don't, I'm not going to beat myself up. I have severe ADHD. I'm lucky if I can remember my own name. If you are trying to get something done and you can't get it done for whatever reason, please do not beat yourself up. You deserve better. Beating yourself up is not going to help you do it better next time. You're just beating yourself up out of habit, and you deserve better. So, until we meet again, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is indeed a very, very good thing. If you could just write sweet potatoes into the comments to let me and the algorithm know you watched this far, that would be pretty cool. That would be definitely a thumbs up. I love sweet potatoes, yams, sweet potatoes, all these things. So very good. I'll talk about these next time, maybe. Maybe. If I remember. It's a story. But there you go. Anyway, take care. I'll talk to you later.